One of my favorite franchises of all time, I think I've seen it more than anything else, is all the Scream movies. I love them.
Yes.
And so this opening scene was so awesome because it feels like a direct homage to Scream, but then she instantly identifies the killer.
Yes.
And you're like, yes, tell me about that.
Hello. Yes, I'm so happy that you said that. So obviously, it's very clearly stealing all of the amazing parts of the Drew Barrymore opening of the original Scream, and that was definitely a choice, down to kind of the slow-mo run that she has when Skull Mask catches up to her in the mall. But I'm just so happy that you said it, because that was the thing. We were like, we're going to introduce this, we're going to orient you into this world of the 90s slasher that you've seen, but we're going to unmask him. We're going to show him in that and kind of let you know that this is different and we're in a whole different world. So I'm so glad that you noticed. And also, I agree. I mean, the Scream franchise is incredible, amazing. Marco Beltrami, who did the music for that, is my composer on these movies, which I was so lucky to have.
Hello?
Still alive.
Who is this?
It's happening again.
I loved this trilogy. It was so much fun. I love slashers. I love like Scream, Friday the 13th, all of this, but it felt so fresh and unique, especially with the release order and everything they're doing with that. So what is it about the Fear Street trilogy that excited you the most? Olivia, we'll start with you.
I think that exactly. I'm a huge horror fan. So when I got these, I was like, oh, I never thought I would get to be in a movie like the ones that I watched growing up. And so on the surface, I was like, this is incredible. Like, they're such like kick-ass horror movies. And then like going through the scripts and reading them and doing the auditions, they're just so layered, and they like subvert so much, and they give a voice to so many different people. And it just felt like a true honor to be a part of something that like really felt like an important piece of art and an important movie and trilogy. And then also just to be so nostalgic and like get to live in this like fantasy world that I had always watched on TV and in the movies. And it was truly like a dream project.
It's always my dream as an actor to tell stories that are important, that are groundbreaking, they're constructive to our society. And I feel like Fear Street definitely is that. It deals with so many themes, including, systemic oppression. The central characters are minorities. We don't often see this in stories, and especially not in the horror genre. So I really, really loved playing my characters because I was contributing to a story that did all of that, as well as, jumping back in time. It's not often that we get opportunities to play more than one character in the same world. So that was also such a dream role for sure.
I love that we were going to be speaking up for the outsiders basically in this movie. But when I first heard about the movie, I was like, wait, they're dropping 3 of them like back to back to back. Like, oh, I gotta like get this. Like, I've never heard of that been done before. So I was like, that's what really like intrigued me when I first heard about it. I was like, wow, that sounds dope.
These massacres happen in Shady Side over and over.
Just the idea that we're doing these 3 films all together. It was so exciting to be a part of something that felt so fresh, something that I didn't even know had been done before, where you're filming 3 movies at once. It was so exciting in that regard, and Leigh, our director, who's just such a genius, to be able to pull it off, and to be the thing that you get to see now is like. I was instantly drawn to that, being like, wow, this is like, it feels like we're doing something groundbreaking.
I had read a lot of Fear Street books as a kid, so I was already just excited when I knew that they were making movies of them. And then my excitement only grew when I read these scripts, met Leigh, met this cast, and yeah, exactly everything Darrell said. And then also just the way that Netflix is releasing them, that people get to watch the films so close together, I feel like is such a cool thing to do with this trilogy.
I really loved that they were so clearly fun and exciting and fit the genre so well, but also sort of a Trojan horse for some really interesting ideas. I think that was the most exciting thing for me. And it's fun when we're going to work and covering ourselves in blood for 5 months. It's nice to think about why we're doing this, and that was really clear.
When I heard that R.L. Stine's Fear Street was getting adapted, my thought was like, oh, we're gonna have like a nice little creepy, like PG, goosebumpsy type thing.
Yeah.
No, it goes all the way with the gore and everything. I love it. What made you want to go just like all the way with this franchise?
For me, I knew that these were slasher movies at their heart, and I feel like slasher movies need to be R-rated. You need to have a lot of blood. You need to have a lot of dead teenagers. There was no world where they couldn't be R-rated. I think also as a kind of a fan of the books, thinking back on reading them when I was a teenager, they felt subversive, they felt edgy, and I wanted that like spirit of that, and to really push the envelope and kind of, you know, encourage people to maybe sneakily watch it, even if they're a little younger than they should be.
Come back from that, motherfucker.